Okay. So now we are creating the another procedure, create or replace procedure P9 with the in parameter. So if we are mentioning this in parameter as a in or simply just mentioning the P job varchar2, then also it will be considered as a in parameter only. Okay. So no need to mention the in here, but that you should be aware that is by default, if you are not providing any in operator mode, so that is in or out or in out mode. So by default, it will be in mode only. Okay. For the out mode, you have to compulsory specify out here. But in mode, whether you specify in or not, so by default, it will be in only. So here, create or replace procedure P9, P underscore job varchar2 I am taking. And in the declare section, LV underscore count number begin, select count star into LV underscore count from EMP, where job is equals to P underscore job. So what we are passing here for this variable that will be verified here. And based on this, so here count will be taken into this LV underscore count. So DBMS output job is P underscore job and job type we are mentioning. You can so DBMS output line number of employees from this job type wise is LV underscore count. So compile this one, execute P9. So you can send manager, job type manager. So that is job type is manager, and within this number of employees from manager wise is 3. Suppose if you want to send a clerk, then job type is clerk, number of employees from the clerk wise is 4. If you want to send a salesman, then you'll get this font 4. So like this, based on the input, here the output is getting. So this will be permanently saved into this database with this P9. Suppose if you replace any other program tomorrow with this P9, then latest whichever is compiled, that will be, you will get. Suppose if I compile this one with the P1, what will happen? So in this P1, if I execute P9 also, it is coming. Okay. So if I execute P1 also, it will come here. P1 of president, if I say. Then job type is president. Number of employees from president wise is 1. So that means I have compared with this same code in the P9 and P1 also now. Okay, this is about the in parameter. We have the out parameter and in out parameters also have to check it. For that, I will give some of the examples here. Example here, out mode. So create a replace procedure P11 A in number comma B out number I am using here. Okay. So here if you see this is the in parameter and this is the out parameter here. Begin B assignment operator A into A, DBMS output B I am mentioning here. So if we see here, B assignment operator A into A means this is the both the times I am using the in parameter, and in the out parameter B, I'm storing the value of this A into A. And in the DBMS output, we are using the B value. So what are the B value I'm getting? We can use this execute P11 of what we have to pass, A value have to pass here in parameter. For the A, I am passing, suppose 5 I am passing. So what will happen here? B value, B assignment operator 5 into 5, 25. Okay. So here I am passing the in parameter value, and for the B value, what I have to pass? So in parameter is the A value I am passing. How can we pass the B value here? This is the out parameter. So for that, shall I pass like this? Execute P11 5 comma B. So only in the above example, one parameter is only we have considered that is the in parameter. So that we are executing execute P1 of president or P1 of manager, like that we are executing. But coming to the out mode, so here A is the in mode here, and here B is for the out mode. So when you use this execute P11 of 5 comma B, it will throw the error identifier B must be declared. So that means in the whenever there is a out parameter is there, so you should not use the execute command like this. So you have to use the anonymous block for this. Wherever any out parameter is there for the procedure, so you must use the anonymous block to execute that procedure. Okay, not the execute command. So for the anonymous block, how will you use this? So for the anonymous block to execute this one, you have to, instead of using the execute P1, P11, 5 comma B, you have to use like this. Create, declare B number, begin P11 of 10 comma B. Okay, if you want, you can use this DBMS output here also, but already here in the procedure we are using the DBMS output _line of B value. Okay, so now what will happen? So we are created the procedure P11, and while executing, we are using the anonymous block. Instead of the execute command, we have to use the anonymous block here. Declare B number and begin procedure P11 of 10 comma B, and you can say 5 comma B. So this is the 25 B value is 25. We are passing the value 5 here. 5 into 5, 25 for the B value. So that B value I am fetching here and displaying as a using the DBMS output here. Okay. So wherever there is any out parameter for the procedure, you have to use in the anonymous block. Anonymous block means in the declare execution section. So there will not be any name for this. And in the procedure we are to execute this procedure, we are calling this anonymous block. But in the previous examples, whereas only input parameter is there, you need not to mention the in the anonymous block. You can directly call the using execute P1 or execute P2, P11, whatever the procedure name you are calling. So wherever the out parameter is there, you have to pass like this for the out parameter procedure name, comma, within the procedure name, you have to mention the values. What are the parameters you are taking? For that, we have to provide the in parameter values, and for the out parameter value, you have to pass a local variable here. Okay. So here in the procedure, I am using the B assignment operator A into A. Instead here, I can use the any local variable, that is LV underscore B, you can say. So same, you can use it here, LV underscore B. So that value from this B will be assigned here. Okay. So no need to use the same name here. Here you are using the B same. Here you need to use any variable. In that variable, we are going to capture the value here. The B value will be captured in this LV underscore B. If you don't want confusion, you can use the same B, so that you have to use the same B here. Okay. So that means B value we are assigning here, so that we are fetching using this out parameter. So develop a program for passing the employee name as a in parameter, return salary of that employee using out parameter from employee table. This is the requirement. Okay. Develop a program for passing employee name as in parameter, return salary as of that employee using out parameter from the employee table. This is the requirement. So then we can use the procedure. Create or replace procedure P12 employee name in var in varchar2. So is the in parameter for this, and P salary out is the out parameter here. Is begin select salary into P underscore salary from EMP, where employee number employee name is equals to P underscore employee name, and in this printing the salary. Exception when no data found, then invalid ename, and when others error message is SQL error. So here for this procedure, P12 in parameter is name P underscore ename, and out parameter is P underscore salary out number. So how will you execute this one? Using the execute P12. So when you use this execute P12, it will show the error number of wrong number of types arguments here. So that means here we are taking the in parameter. So for that we have to compulsory pass the in parameter value. Okay. So even though there is an in parameter, but we have the out parameter here, so that we have to use the anonymous block instead of the execute command. So execute command, it will not work in the out parameter. If any out parameter is there in the procedure specification, so it will not work. Calling like execute. In that scenario, you have to use the declare x number begin P12 of Smith comma x. Okay. So we are passing this. So then this output is 800. We are passing the Smith name here, and we are getting the salary of the Smith. Instead of the Smith, if you mention Jones, then 2975 is the salary is printing here. Okay. So there are some examples. I'll just leave it to you. I'll proceed with the next the topic, that is in-out mode. Is the inert mode. We have create or replace procedure P11, P15 in out number here. Is begin A assignment operator A into A, DBMS output, Dundas line of A. So either that is already you can use this procedure. Procedure compiled successfully. How will you call this? So here also execute command won't work because there is a out parameter. So in out parameter is there so that it won't work here. So that you have to call using the anonymous block. So using the anonymous block means you have to use the declare A number assignment operator ampersand A begin P15 of A. So we are passing this program 15 and the A is the in-out mode variable, that is the parameter. So here we are using this same here, P15 of A, DBMS output of Dundas line of A. So same variable we are using for the input parameter and as a output parameter. So here, whatever we are passing here for this procedure, A into A, that means if you providing value for this value of A, suppose I'm taking 4, that means 4 into 4, it will store into again 16 here in this A value. So that 16, here it is using this P15 of A and it is printing 16 here. So here I'm using the procedure also I'm using DBMS output and in the anonymous block also I'm using 16 so that it is printing 2 times. Suppose if I want 1 time only, then I can comment it out here so that recompile this one. Again, now compile the anonymous block. 3 into 3, 9, the value is printing here. Again, I'm executing this one. This time I'm giving 7. 7 into 7, 49 it is printing here. Okay. So here we are defining as a only A as in and out parameter, both only with one variable I am taking as a in and out parameter here. I'm getting the value A assignment operator A into A, and here DBMS output I am using. If you want, you can use DBMS output in this procedure or in the anonymous block. Either way, you can use. Suppose I don't want to use in the procedure, then I can use here. Either way, you can use this one. Okay. 64 it is printing here. Based on the, whenever you are changing any code on the or modify any logic here in this procedure, you have to recompile this one. Okay. Then only output will be works correctly. Then we have one more example I'll tell you for this inert mode. create or replace procedure P16 P underscore A in out number is begin select salary into PA from EMP where employee number is equals to P underscore A. So that means here we are passing the employee number. It will verify this employee number in the where clause condition. After that again this salary will be stored into this PA from this query and query. So procedure P16 compiled. So I have to use the anonymous block only. So declare a number assignment operator ampersand A begin P16 of A. We are calling this procedure with P underscore A value. That is input parameter for this. And here again we are capturing this A value here into this select into clause. So that will be as a out parameter. So here it will be capture that value and this value is printing using the DBMS output. So if you want to print the I will compile this one. Suppose I am printing employee number 778 7839. Okay, we'll take this one only. So this is the salary it is printing. I am taking the employee number and I am using this to get the salary of this employee. 5000 it is printed. But I want to print the what the value I have given so that I can give you in this begin section. I'll use the before calling this procedure I'm using the A value. What is that A value we are providing? 7566 employee number I am providing. So that is printing this employee number and this is the salary. So that you can use this employee number concatenate here. Here salary concatenate here. So like that, second the meaningful way you can implement this code. So employee number 9 it is there. So no data found. That means employee number does not exist in the table. So that you have to write the exceptions also here. If the employee number not found, what we have to do? That we have to include here exception also here in this procedure. Simply say exception when others then you can use the DBMS output. Error is concatenate SQL ERRM. So then again you need to recompile. Whenever any changes is there, you have to recompile this one. Procedure compiled successfully. Then you can use this. I'll clear this one. Then 9 I'm giving. So then it is getting the here the procedure successfully completed. But in this DBMS output, no data found. Okay. So but we are using the same variable so that it is getting the printing as the 9 here. Same variable we are using so that whatever the employee number we are providing that is printing for the salary also. Okay. Suppose if you are giving the existing number 7566, then it is printing the employee number, employee salary. So in this scenario, so employee number is not there. I don't want to print the salary here. Then you can add some more logic here, whether the employee number exists or not. So based on this logic, you have to print this or not. Okay. If the employee number exists, then only you need to print this output value so that you can add some more logic in this procedure. I'll use the one more final example for this in out parameter. So create a replace procedure P department in out number. Both I'm using. Okay, this parameter is in and also out. Begin delete from EMP1 where department number is equals to P underscore department number. If SQL percentage row count is equals to 0, then rise application error minus 20,140 department number concatenate P underscore department number does not exist. Else DBMS output put underscore line of total number of records are deleted SQL percentage row count. So SQL percentage row count means that is implicit cursor we are using. Okay. Wherever you found this SQL percentage, so that means that is the implicit cursor we are using in this queries. So and if exception on others, P underscore department number assignment operator SQL ARRM. So procedure compiled successfully. How will you call this? Using the anonymous block only you have to call. So declare V underscore department number varchar of 240 assignment operator 60 we are giving. Department number 60 I am giving initially. So begin P1 of V department number. So that means here we are getting P1 of 60 and this is the error message is V underscore department number. So numeric or value error it is saying. So that means wherever we are passing, some error is there. So number type we are taking and number only we are passing here for this input parameter. And where we are getting the error. So P1 of P department number.
సార్ అక్కడ వి డిపార్ట్మెంట్ నెంబర్ వార్కర్ 2 ఇచ్చారు కదా సార్ నెంబర్ కదా సార్ ఇవ్వాల్సింది.
Yes. Okay. Number of just ఇస్తున్నాను assignment operator 60 ఇస్తున్నాను. So then what will happen? Then also it is giving numeric or value error. Line number 5. So line number 5 means here so for department number 10 I am giving what will happen. Okay, got it. So department number 60 not there. So here department number 10, 20, 30 only it is there. So that it is total number of records are deleted 3. Error message is 10. Okay. So that is the error. So the department number does not exist. So that when we are passing the wrong input here, it is giving you the error here. Okay. Here it is the actually message here it is there. Department number 70 does not exist. So you have to check all the error message, not only this, only numeric or value error. So what are the exact message here it is department number does not exist here. That is the error message. You have to read all the message, then only you can able to understand the what is the error exactly. Okay. Same way if I give department number 20, then it is printing total number of records are deleted 5. Error message is 20 it is giving. So why it is giving 10, 20 here? That means in the same variable we are using the as a input parameter and also for the output parameter. So that it is giving you the same number here. Okay. So in the procedure, how we are committing, how we are rollback using, that will be in the notes. I will share the notes. Okay. So this is the main process is how to implement the procedures, or you can call as a named block. So named blocks will be, it will contain names and it will be permanently stored into the tables, database. So unnamed block means this is the called as a anonymous block or unnamed block. This will not store in the database. Only this procedure, what are the procedure names we are passing here, that will be stored into the database and it will be available in the database to execute anytime until unless you change the procedure logic. Okay, this is about the procedure. So only difference is, key difference is, in the procedure we have to give the name, and in the it contains the, if there is any parameters, you have to provide the parameter value here, parameter name, and whether it is a in parameter or out parameter or both in and out parameters, we have to mention that one. So if you are not mentioning it in or out parameter, by default this will be in parameter. It will be considered as a in parameter. So some processor will not have the parameters. Some processor will have the parameters. Based on that, you can execute using the anonymous block or using the execute command. So when there is no parameters for this procedure, you can use execute command to execute the procedure. When there is any out parameter is there. So if there is any only in parameter, there is no need to worry. You can execute using the execute command. Okay. So even though if there is a parameter, only in parameter is there, then you can call this procedure with execute command. But compulsory if there is any out parameter is there, then you have to use the anonymous block only. Execute command, it will throw the error. That you have to remember. Okay. Some of the examples are there in the notes. I will share them. You can practice that examples also. Okay. So next topic we have the functions. Okay. Function is there. This is also database object. Functions will be stored in the database permanently. So function is similar to the procedure only. It is a named block in the PLSQL and it may or may not take parameter, but it must return the value. Procedure will return or may not return value. Okay, it is not mandatory, but coming to the functions, compulsory, it will return a value. Function must have return clause in the executable section of the function. Function is used to mainly to perform the calculations. The data type of return must be declared in the header of the function. Okay. Procedures and functions are stored in the database. These are declared within a block. Function will accept all parameters like in, out, and in, out. Same in the procedures, how we are passing the parameters. So same way, functions also it will accept the in, out, and in, out parameters. Okay. It is in a named block, PLSQL block, which is used to solve some particular task on default functions return a single value. The return keyword is mandatory for the functions body. Okay. Only return is invalid. Return with a value or variable or expression is allowed. Okay. So we'll continue with these functions tomorrow, as time is not sufficient today to complete this. Okay. Any doubts in the procedures? Are everyone practicing? Because only one or two people are only responding to the queries and what are the task given. Okay, we'll continue tomorrow.